It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Wednesday to you, and thank you so much for tuning in and starting off your day with us. Now, if there's one travel trend that is hot and growing at the moment, it's called Bleisure travel. It's no longer surprising to see business travelers add personal leisure time to their work-related trips on a holiday to Europe or an African safari. So Travelstart's Paulina Klotzbücher joins us to chat about how Bleisure travel is trending right now, and it provides a great opportunity to find the perfect mix between work and some much-needed downtime with the family, which is, I think, what we're all hoping for. We want to find that perfect balance, isn't it? I mean, we work so hard, Paulina.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all about taking your work trip and extending it for leisure, but actually it's also about the converse. It's about taking your leisure trip and
making some serious cash from it, doing business.
But also it's about, I think a lot of times people don't have a lot of leave. They don't have a lot of opportunity to travel. Like this, you can actually combine the two a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am here to talk to you about answering emails on holiday. I know, it sounds fantastic for a Wednesday morning, so.
Well, I mean, it all depends on how you do it and how you structure it, right? So is it one of those, when you talk about Bleisure travel, right?
Yeah.
Are you doing it halfies in that, let's say, the first week of your holiday is meant for business and the last week for pleasure, or do you kind of go... mix them about as you have days off? How does it work?
Well, it depends on obviously what you're trying to achieve and what your job is.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally it would be, spending 1 or 2 hours answering your emails, working on a project, and fitting in sightseeing wherever you are around your business trips.
Yes.
So it's more about that. It's more about creating balanced lifestyles.
Yeah.
So instead of coming home and then watching TV, you go out and explore a new city.
Yeah.
So especially working remotely, that's the whole trend that kind of piggybacks off, with connectivity, with mobile phones. Everyone can kind of work from anywhere in the world nowadays.
Is this a trend that's catching on here in South Africa, or is this more an international trend?
I think it's actually pretty strong in South Africa, especially because we're so far away from everything. So when we travel to Europe, it really makes sense to spend that extra day or two to go and explore where you visited, rather than, flying there, going for a conference and flying all the way back.
Exactly.
Plus, with Wi-Fi on planes nowadays, there's no easier way to burn 12 hours on a plane than, going through your inbox. You arrive, you're productive, you've done stuff.
What's that credit card limit, right? Make sure that you subscribe to the smaller packages at a time. So tell me about how Travelstart is making things more pleasurable.
Well, we're all about mobile, we're all about on the go, and it's also about selecting the right flight. So it's about, for example, when you're traveling, as opposed to catching a return flight at 6 p.m., maybe you can catch a little bit of a later flight and get a couple of extra hours in the city. And Travelstart's online booking platform allows you to do that.
Yeah. If you were to book a Bleisure holiday for yourself, how would you go about it in terms of the planning before, going through the booking, making sure that, for instance, I'd say, that you're going to Rustenburg, for instance, to go and do business there, but next to Rustenburg is Sun City, so that's a place where you can have Bleisure. What are the kind of the tips that you have in order to plan a Bleisure trip?
Well, I can actually give you a realistic example. So I recently, a while ago, went to Istanbul, and I went there for meetings, and we have an office there. And I could have flown back earlier in the evening, but instead I took the midnight flight. I had a whole 6-7 hours in the city. I was able to, with some smart planning.
Yes.
I took a colleague with me. We went around the entire city. We managed to talk business while going to the Hagia Sophia, going for dinner. It was productive. It was great fun. And yes, I caught the midnight flight, landed at 10 o'clock in the morning,
Sounds wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Just combining the two together.
Well, let's hope that we can all do it successfully, because in today's ever-connected world, the Bleisure trend allows travelers to enjoy some much-needed downtime while on a business trip. And remember that when you book any of your flights at travelstart.co.za, you will receive a voucher for 50% off your next Uber rides to and from the airport, giving your travel itinerary a much-needed flexibility.
It would be my guitar.
A little bit of local knowledge.
A sunblock, of course.
And my husband.
Now, the reason we choose to travel around the world today, the reasons are changing, and we're no longer just taking a holiday. Instead, we're going on a buddy moon or a Bleisure travel trip, vacation. Combine any two words, put them together, it makes a travel reason. Not entirely sure what these travel buzzwords mean. Well, Travelstart's Paulina Klotzbücher is also back to chat about why we should forget about solo travel in 2017 and rather focus on the huge growing trends that are right now. Bleisure travel is what we're talking about. And earlier on, while we were talking about it, I was trying to figure out the difference between bleisure versus leisure travel. What would you say are the differences there?
Well, the difference is for Bleisure, you're actually also combining work with it. So one should bring one's laptop. Going to Nepal for Bleisure travel might not really work. I'm not quite sure if the Wi-Fi connectivity is so great up there, but yeah.
Like Machu Picchu would be great, but it wouldn't be a Bleisure destination,
Yeah,
for instance.
unless, I don't know, maybe you're a writer and you're going to be stopping in between your hikes up, to like put together chapters, but yeah.
Okay, so it depends on the kind of
Not
business
really
you're
the
into.
top destination in my head on that.
I get that. So how is Travelstart recognizing this growing trend in the travel industry?
Well, we have, obviously we serve the leisure market, and we've recently launched .biz, which is our corporate platform. Everything is mobile friendly, and users will be able to flip between their business and their corporate bookings within their own, on their mobile phones. We allow customers to select the right flight to suit their needs. They can filter and find the perfect flight with the right layover, because obviously for Bleisure travel, you don't want to have the 12-hour layover somewhere. You are geared towards productivity as well.
Yeah.
So.
And we were talking earlier on about the first decisions you need to make when you're booking a Bleisure trip. What would those be?
Well, it depends whether you're going on corporate, on a conference, and it's fortuitous Bleisure. So, for example, you're going to Amsterdam for a conference and you've decided to stay a day or two later to explore the city, or if you've decided to actively go somewhere and work remotely for a period of time. So that's obviously the first kind of, this starting point.
Yeah, then you've got to make sure that you pack the right kind of things.
Oh, packing, yes. Well, I'm a female, so that's a very important point that we should cover. Well, I tend to always go hand luggage, so it's important to be able to pack things that can convert from sightseeing to meetings. Luckily, I work in the tech space, so sneakers are de rigueur.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I think as long as you're able to pack together a 24 to 48-hour wardrobe into one bag, you're doing very, very well.
Yeah, so monochromatic colors work.
There we go.
A pair of sneakers, and suddenly you can work it in all rooms.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning, Paulina. And as I said earlier on, of course, we are living in a world that is always connected, and so we always are traveling. And so that's why the Bleisure trend allows travelers to enjoy some much-needed downtime while they are on their business trip. So when you are booking your flights on Travelstart.co.za, you will be receiving a voucher for a 50% discount off of your next Uber rides to and from the airport. So check it out, Travelstart.co.za.
Book on Travelstart. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips.